Yeah, 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 yeah. Uh. We are back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. The shows of the most. Yeah. Hosts of the most. Shows of the most. Thing to the tango, Gene to the Django, Jrod on point. We are here. We're back. Big shout out to Amy Conway. She advised you and suggests you to please make sure click like, subscribe, and share the content. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Can you hear me? I have a mic. Big shout out to Amy Conway. Thank you for the mic check. Thank you so much. We are back. How everyone doing? How Amy Conway doing today? I told ya. Listen, man. I told ya, y'all gonna get tired of me. Yes, y'all said it. Yeah, y'all want some more J-Raw on point. Y'all want on point true crime. Y'all want me here. Y'all want me to unknown you. Y'all want me to just get on your nerves. Y'all want to just, you know what I mean, click on and be like, I then I am here. Ta-da! Big shout out to everyone in the chat. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Make sure you click like, subscribe, and share the content. Yeah, it's a chillax though. We chillax. We chilling. We chilling. We chilling. You know, we're gonna talk about the Idaho full Bryan Kohberger case. We are here with Amy Conway in the chat. It's gonna rain. Chillax day, chillax day. Amy Conway says it's gonna be a big rainy day soon. You see, you know what a coincidence that it looks rainy over here too in Ohio. Is very good. I love rainy days. Hopefully everybody having a beautiful day today. We're gonna be talking about the Idaho 4 Bryan Kohberger case. I'm gonna make sure that I try to keep my voice, you know. Keep my voice. Yeah, it's a poor coincidence. It's rainy over there in Costa Rica, rainy over here too. But it's good. Rain is good though. Rain purifies, you know what I mean? Rain does nothing but purify. And it's like the beautiful thing about rain. So Amy Conway, what's new in the Idaho for Bryan Kohberger case? You running the show today. I know we got a few things to talk about. I know it's a lot of interesting topics that we should look into. I totally understand. Is so much going on in the Idaho for Bryan Kohberger case. Listen, is so much information, misinformation, disinformation, allegations, speculations, theories, theses, fabrications, speculations. Amy Conway said, mainstream idiots talking that poop. Let my hair grow. Look nice. Look nice. Thank you for asking. I appreciate. Amy Conway said it's scary. Yeah, it is though. Um, it's scary to see that those people that we supposed to be trusting it's the same people playing games, playing mind games, and trying to spread false philosophy and false human thinking. You know, it's weird to even feel that other human being is trying to steer you the wrong way. It's weird. Like only those, and again, only those that does not ride in the back of the bus. Only those that doesn't ride in the back of the bus could understand what we're talking about. Cause you're just there watching the TV and it's like you watching your favorite, true crime show or what is called legacy media, like big, Star Network, big time media, and you expect these people to have some kind of rule of morals. Like you expect people to have a level balance of morals to engage. Like it's weird. Listen, I've been here for long years in my life. I already got a 40 banger and plus. I have never felt before through what I watch on TV, media, cable, satellite, radio, and then platforms like X. That's like my main X.com. Big shout out to Elon Musk. Like X.com is like my main social media. Um, I don't even I have an IG. I have an Instagram. I don't even use it. I don't know. I just don't. I just don't. But that's about it. Like if people want to reach out to me on social media, like y'all could go to X.com and you find me there. Hit the link on the channel. Um, but since I've been aware of the internet and media, and again, I repeat, I went to college for systems of information. Every time I say that, I know I always get the comments like, what? You went to college for what? For systems of information. Anything, everything, and anything that it could pass, transfer, leak fluidly. Let me know what I want to know in the most easiest way possible without jumping over hurdles or firewalls. Yes, I went to college for systems of information. So what? I didn't graduate though. I didn't. Like but listen, the time that I spent there, I learned everything that I needed to learn. Listen, by the by the time I was done with college, I already know coding enough to get to know what I wanted to know when I wanted to know it, how I wanted to know it. So, mission accomplished. So I say that to say this. I have explored everything that is out there for years and years. I have never seen the communication between what is called the big media outlets and news media outlets and social media networks and like the people in it. I have never seen such a desperation, because it's like a desperation. They're desperate to make sure that you think like them. And that's weird. When it used to not be like that. Like back in the days, I remember when news media outlets, their fight was for the truth. They investigated, they literally they was very unbiased, they call out the government on the bullshit they did and whatnot. Um, you know, like back then, the government didn't like media because media used to literally investigate all the corruption and bullshit from the government. So it's like the government didn't have just the pressure of the within FBI and all these other agencies to make sure that it's no governmental corruption, right? But then now also you have on top of that the news media outlets and the independent journalists on you, researching, watching you, see what you're doing, see which cop is sleeping under the tree, see which government worker they're supposed to be shoveling or doing something. They actually just sitting on the truck drinking coffee on the phone. That used to be news media outlets back then. And I respected that big time. But then now these days, for the only reason the government don't like media is because that media is at the other side of the aisle. It's not because the media is actually calling the government out evenly. It don't matter which political party you was. Like news media outlets used to just call out the government on their bullshit. Don't matter who you was. But then now these days, for example, Trump, he don't like the majority of news media outlets, and the only one that he actually preferred the most is Fox. So you could tell that it's a majority of news media outlets that are under the control of the Democrat Party. Hollywood is controlled by the Democrat Party. It is like what you get fed far as media, far as the majority of the radio. Like it's really no independent radio no more that they could literally uh call out what they want to call out, just speak their mind and say what they want to say without getting cancellation. So it's weird for me to look at what is being going on at this day today, far as where the media is today, and he's like edgy. It's edgy. Like sometimes I just see here and I think like how these people, because again listen, I could only assume that this is very smart people, that they are in the position that they are being put on as far as being a host or co-host of this big true crime show. And I could only expect these people to be very smart. So when I'm expecting you to be smart, I could only go by my own sample, by my own example, by my own, like when I'm curious and I do my sleuthing, my cyber sleuthing, and I talk to my people in a conference call, do my thing. I expect these big content creators, I expect the big media to pay attention in detail to every single information that is being put out there in both sides of the aisle. Those that believe that Kohberger is guilty, those that believe that Kohberger is innocent. These people in legacy media should be paying attention to both sides, pick the best notes, the best angles, the best highlights from whoever. It don't matter, let's say, if what they could call pro burger. But for example, if us here as On Point True Crime, that we try to keep it centered. It's like not just first and foremost has to make sense, but at the same time, it has to be good to put out there. You know what I mean? Because it's all about the information that I feel that y'all should know, right or wrong. And however that information come out, we could talk about that, agree and disagree about the potency of my passion and the potency of my own filter. We could talk about that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if legacy media would give equal opportunity to both sides of the conversation, let's say the guilters or so-called pro-burgers, but it's really not pro-burgers. It's just the people that at this day today are given the benefit of the doubt because it's so much information that points at other suspects and so much information about investigative foul play from Moscow PD and the FBI. And people need to start taking situations that like true crime situations. We're gonna get we're gonna get to what's going on today on the Idaho for Bryan Kohberger case. Let me open up the conversation. Let me let's chillax. Let's open the conversation. All right. If legacy media would give opportunity to content creators like myself, that it has a whole different perspective about this case. Forget about me. I'm a small content creator. But content creators like Harsh Reality with 100K subs, great views, great presentation, good language, very digestible overall. I would like to see Harsh Reality having conversations in court TV. I would like and love to see Harsh Reality having conversations in Law&Crime Network, News Nation. If you ask me, and I think I speak for the majority of our subscribers and members and mods, we could appreciate having a content creator like Harsh Reality to have a conversation with big legacy media and actually be able to have a right balance of perspective. Because then now we would have a Harsh Reality, a Lana Oriani. We would have a True Crime Cafe with Dego. We would have a AR Hayes in those panels. Give the opportunity to the other side of the conversation to not just have their own platforms, but be able to share their thoughts with the world in the same way y'all have the opportunity to share their thoughts and your thoughts with the rest of the world. And the only thing that you sharing is all about Bryan Kohberger's guilt. We live in America. I don't know who the fuck you think you are. But if you're running these news media outlets, you should and must understand that here in the United States of America, the American culture, the American way, the American dream is so rooted deep in our roots in the soil of United States of America, the American way. Even though that is not the America that we want it to be right now. But as we speak right now, you like it or don't like it, this is the American way. You like it or not. 9 times out of 10, the people that don't like the American way don't need to be here. The people that don't like or care about the American way, obviously you're a hater. And if you hate American, if you hate America, if you hate Americans, and if you hate the American way, what the fuck you doing here? Might as well do like Roseanne, disappear to the other side of the world when Trump got in power. What, you don't like United States that bad? Instead of sit here and talk shit and be hateful, do what you need to do for your life. Worry about you. If you think that America is that bad, fuck out. But if you don't love the Constitution of United States of America and the rights and the Bill of Rights, you don't love justice, freedom, health, prosperity, knowledge. If you don't like those things, get the fuck out. Because it don't matter what news media outlets could tell you, at the end of the day, the American way will win. Period. It don't matter the culture from wherever that you try to implement in United States of America, the American way will prevail. It don't matter how many sheets you take, the wolves will always be the wolves. And ain't nothing that you could do about it. A wolf always gonna be a wolf. The American way is always gonna be the American way. It's doggy dog world out here for the right reasons. Because if you ask me, ain't no American that it will look at the Bryan Kohberger case, and believe me, I have talked to officers, family members or not. Listen, I have talked to people. They have listened and pay attention to the Idaho 4 Bryan Kohberger case, even those that don't. And as soon as I give them the premises and the premieres of the case, the easy, basic facts of this case, they say, whoa, 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 where this is going on? This cannot be going on in the United States of America, because the first thing that they tell me is like, where is the investigative basics? Where is the investigative basics? Because when you investigate, it's only one way to do it. And I already know I'm gonna get cooked for this. It's only one way to do an investigation, and it's the right way. No, I'm gonna get cooked for this. What you mean the right way? It's supposed to be always the right way. Yeah, it's supposed to be. God damn it! It's always supposed to be the right way, but it's not. That's the problem. The problem is that we talking about the Idaho form Bryan Kohberger case in the way that we talking about it right now, and we're talking about both sides of the party. That's the problem. If nothing of none of what has coming out right now about the Bryan Kohberger case wouldn't come out, and it would be a whole different story, we would be talking in a whole different way about it. But people be like, I hear in the comments like, but Jrod, I mean, like, I listen to you, but man, as soon as you start calling people bitches and hoes and shit, he turned me off. I'm like, good, get the fuck out. Fuck out. I'm not here to talk to little kids. If when I talk, it makes you feel any certain way that you don't like, fuck out. You need to be here. You're not grown. You're not grown enough to understand the lingo, the manner, the mean, the poise, the tone, the passion. If you can understand a simple conversation from a human that is not you, fuck out. Because I only have one way. My POV is only one way. When I see how I see, what I saw, what I've been seeing, is not right. It's not right for no human being being locked up this long, and the prosecution do not have one solid piece of evidence. Oh, but Jrod, what are you talking about? The IGG is not no solid piece of evidence. What are you talking about? I don't know where. It's like, oh yeah, this case is in Idaho. He's cooked. What are you talking about? Whatever DNA they talking about in the sheet is not recognized in United States of America as enough evidence. Because yeah, you could have that, but that one particular IgG evidence has to have company. That means that every single piece of evidence has to link each other up. That means that if you have the IgG, you're not just gonna be proud. You're not just gonna be proud of your work, and you will like you pat on the back. Big shout out to Jane. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. It's not just sit there and say, yeah, we did some IgG work. You gotta trust us. The heck with that. Heck with that. We need to certify and confirm. We cannot just take your word. How about we revise, we review? How about we resupervise? How about if right now as we speak, ya send a total independent federal investigator, special agent straight from the White House, call it Secret Service, whatever you want to talk about. Call it CIA, whatever you want to talk about. But send a dog. That's all we need in this case. Send a dog, an investigative dog, a bloodhound that is going to pick apart every single detail of this investigation. I could do it. Every single detail, every single step of this investigation, paperwork, communications, everything has to be clean. Everything has to be there. Everything has to match with each other. We cannot have no hiccups on nothing. Because if it's a hiccup, it's a question, the question you're not going to like. The answers of that question better make sense. Because if it doesn't make sense, then now I'm going to have to escalate the situation to make sure that what you're telling me is the right thing. It's levels to this shit. Send a total independent federal DA from the very tippity top of the Department of Justice with power and in communication with everybody on top, even including the president, senators and shit. Send that big dog, that big prosecutor from the federal government. It's a federal indictment, right? So send the federal dogs at them. Make sure that you don't waste taxpayer money on some bullshit that will not bring no justice. It might commit another crime. Big shout out to Jan. Thank you for being here. Very appreciate it. Big shout out, big shout out. Big shout out to Jan. Thank you for being here as always. Very appreciate it. In Conway. Hopefully she's still here. But until and only until actually the federal government care about major true crime case, the biggest case on the docket, if it's the biggest case in the docket, and this case that is the biggest case in the docket is being taken care of by people that are not experienced, detectives that are not experienced, a police department that is not experienced. It don't matter what Secret Service certificate's gonna give to Brett Payne or whatnot. They only giving that for effect. Pat on the back, make him look like that he got the job well done. Well, yeah, he did. Because due to him, y'all have an innocent man behind bars. Thanks to Brett Payne. Thanks to Moscow PD. Under the ordinance of the FBI and the University of Idaho. That's what we got here today. At this day today is the Idaho 5, including Kopaka. Rest in peace. People don't want to see it like that. All right, cool. Why the name Kopaka came out of the judge's mouth? Okay, he has never been mentioned in the Idaho 4 case. Oh, because Kohberger was never the first suspect, and they fucked up. Then scroll, then scroll on the under the rug. Thank you. Very appreciate it. Very appreciate it. Just try to be, try to look good for you. And then they try to have a Idaho 6. Try to some way, somehow, with lies and fabrication, cook an innocent man that don't have nothing to do with this case or like that. It's no repercussions and no consequences for the University of Idaho for running a fucked up system. Their system of education has failed. You could provide all the higher level of education that you could provide in university, but if you don't educate your students and human behavior, if you don't educate your students to be good people, to behave like good people, you don't have to bring no churchy stuff to it. Just motherfucking common sense. Listen, you don't want to be representing the University of Idaho. You don't want to be a representative of the University of Idaho to the rest of the world while you here, and even after you leave. You don't want to represent the University of Idaho in a bad way. You don't want to be a vandal, and while you a vandal in college, you committing back acts and very bad ones that they even have to cover your ass. Or even after you leave the university premises and you endure and you go with your life, you move on and go on with your life. They expect you to still represent the brand of the Vandals, the University of Idaho, in the right way. Because once you are a Vandal and you graduate and you part of their network, you are under the umbrella and control of the Greek Road for life. It's one way in, no way out. For those that don't know, once you become Greek community and get to certain levels, and you get to know certain secrets, as a matter of fact, soon as they initiate you, you already know too fucking much. Ask those that had left the Greek community, ask those how was the treatment while the departure, and what was their treatment post after they left. The opportunities that they could have in the future, you don't have them no more. Now you dolo. Not okay. It didn't work. You don't bow our flag. You don't bow under our act. All right, cool. I guess you don't want to work. I guess you don't want to be welcome on that restaurant that you love that is under our control, and the people that go eat there are all Greek community. Yeah, it's a shit show. The Idaho 4 is a shit show, Jane. It's just a shit show. It is. How small towns want to control their population with cults. They build a infrastructure, a social infrastructure, that if you are not part of their cults or of their organization, if you are not part of their movement, you don't fit, and you shouldn't even be allowed around, because it's always constant secrets, that if the wrong person get to know those secrets, or the wrong person get certain type of information that they could translate to authorities or whatnot, even though the local authorities are part in cahoot, but you could always escalate situations outside of the state. against the state, to people that are not linked to the local link, the local intricacies and whatnot. Because every single state, yeah, every single state has Greek communities. Every single state, is compromised, yes, to a level. But you can't say that everyone in the Greek community is bad people. You can't say that. You can't say that. It's like you can't say that everyone in the FBI, everyone in the government is bad. Like, you can't say that. Big shout out to What Did John Knows. Big shout out. Big shout out. Thank you for being here. Very appreciated. To the members, thank you for being here. You always have to give the benefit of the doubt, you like it or not. Even when you see things like are looking real bad, even when things are looking real bad, like right now in the Bryan Kohberger case, right? Like, for people that don't know like legal loopholes and don't know, let's say, for people that could listen to the Idaho 4 case and the details in court and whatever they have on record and the minutes and stuff like that, and you listen to the whole thing overall, right? A person like me could sit there, get all the information of it or whatever are the allegations or whatever evidence to it. I could pinpoint the strategy I had to go around that. I did it for my own case back in the days. Dismiss. I was always an innocent man, and I proved that I was an innocent man. I saw what the state had against me. I was like, this is bullshit. Like, what are you talking about? You say you got this, and that, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, how? I could prove that shit. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not gonna do your job. I'm gonna make sure that I prove that I don't have nothing to do with none of this shit that you're talking about. And listening to what they have against me, I could have pinpointed my strategy, my technique and tactic to swim around loopholes and just, hey, here I am. Long years after. You know what I mean? So Jane say hi. What did John know? It's in the shout outs. Big shout out, big shout out, big shout out, big shout out. Jrod is innocent, no joking, promise. We know. I'm innocent. Yeah. But big shout out, big shout out, big shout out, big shout out. We need to understand that for people that don't know law, or for people that don't have the smarts to swim around a legal situation, they'll think that Kohberger is cooked, or if they don't think that, they think that the case is, it looks bad. That's what they would think if they really don't look into details. Because you know what though, it's weird to say that people, when they make their mind up, is weird to say when people make their mind up about a case, and they set their thought in stone, like, this is what I think. It don't matter if they get, or no, it don't matter if, yeah, they said that thought, missing information that it was already there, right? But then when they look back to the information and they see like, damn, I missed all that information and now I'm looking stupid, I gotta stick with what I'm saying right now. And that goes for content creators. That goes for content creators. There's a lot of content creators that they thought that Bryan Kohberger was guilty, and they miss a lot of details. from around the same time that they took the decision and they thought that, yeah, Bryan Kohberger is guilty, they missed a lot of details, a lot of details. And then now they see those details. He's like, then those details were there when I took my decision and my thought. Now I'm gonna look stupid. That and they have to stick with it. Like they have to stick with the Kohberger is guilty narrative, even though they got new information or information was there already, and you missed out on that, and you probably don't even missed out on that. But 9 times out of 10 was like you wanted to go with the popular opinion because you wanted your subs, you wanted your views, you wanted a connection, you wanted to be represented in the big stage. And then now y'all stuck with Kohberger being guilty. Yeah, justice is blind, but when someone is innocent, I'm telling you, when someone is in, I do believe and trust the court system. Me, myself, and I. Why? Because I did believe so much on the justice system back then when the allegations and the case got dismissed. I was trusting, due to that I was innocent, that I will follow the process and I will be found innocent or case dismissed. Even though I'm fully aware of the powers to be, they want to get you, they want to get you, they'll get you. I still have the hope. I still have the faith on the Constitution of the United States of America, the Bill of Rights, and the legal system. I do believe in the legal system, even though it looks so nasty. Again, the legal system allow me to be here talking to you today as an innocent man. Yeah, we might don't trust Hepler. Yeah, we don't trust Bill Thompson. Yeah, we don't trust Ashley Jennings. We probably don't even trust Ann Taylor that much. But if Bryan Kohberger is innocent, because again, we cannot go, we gotta go in the case by case situation. Big shout out to Heather Fitzgerald. Big shout out to Heather Fitzgerald. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it so much. Big shout out to Heather Fitzgerald. She said, it is a talk about how Howard Blunt said Holly could have saved Bryan. Said Holly could save Bryan. You know what? We could talk about that. You know that I'm always available to have a conversation with Heather Fitzgerald about those topics. It's always a pleasure. Welcome, Heather Fitzgerald. Thank you so much for being here. Heather Fitzgerald said, trust no one, always verify. It's the only way, though. It's the only way. We cannot just sit here and listen to a narrative and to a very well put together story that you could even make a movie in Hollywood. We got to be real. It's a lot of people that believe in movies in Hollywood are somehow real. All right, cool. Whatever you believe, I'm I'm cool. I don't judge. I'm not Hitler. I think that's gonna be the new one in this channel. I think that's gonna be the new one in this channel. We're not Hitler. All right. We're very on point here. We're very on point true crime here. Hi, baby. Love you. So, going back to I believe in the legal system of United States of America. The legal system in United States of America is based on the verification, certification, and verification and confirmation. That's what the United States of America legal system is all about. No one can come and say anything about you. Let's say call the cops and be like, "Hey, Jrod on point is doing this or doing that." Well, guess you know what the cops are gonna do? They're gonna double check that and make sure that what you're saying somehow is court applicable for them to even consider to arrest you. No one can come to the cops and be like, "Hey, this person is doing this," or "I believe that this person killed this person," and the cops gonna be like, "Oh, okay, let's go and get him." No, because everything and anything that you tell them, they're gonna take note on everything and anything that they saying that they could even use against you while you sharing the story and what you think and believe. Because they're the first thing they thinking, okay, you involved somehow. You have some kind of guilty conscience. Because for someone to come out of nowhere just hating and be like, for example, the story about Bryan Kohberger's sister called FBI and told FBI, "Yeah, I believe my brother did it. Listen, he came back home, he was acting weird. Shut the fuck up." Are you serious? Even if she did, even if she did, they needed to have evidence outside of any type of warrant related, like that information that whoever give you have to be so good that the simple matters of facts are in that conversation. Not that "I believe" and just leave it like that for the cops to now fetch. Because if she said, for example, "Oh yeah, he was cleaning his car and da 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 da," so a guy can clean his car after a long trip from the West Coast. He cannot just come to his house. The car was super dirty. You know how dirty cars get in the highway? "Oh yeah, my brother came back from Washington and he was watching his car soon as he came back." So fucking what? That's what guys do. We clean our cars unless you a pig. Us guys, we take pride on keeping our cars clean. Ask anyone. Ask anyone. A guy that is a car guy always gonna have his car detailed even in the winter time. You see snow on the floor and the car is crispy, clean, waxed out, super waxed out. The snow don't even stick to that car. The snow don't even stick in the front windshield of that car. Because guys, 9 times out of 10, we are car guys. And we take pride on taking care of our vehicles. Big shout out to Rock Shock. Big shout out to Rock Shock True Crime. Big shout out to Rock Shock True Crime. Thank you for being here. Very so much appreciated. Let me see what we got here. Heather Fitzgerald said, "Holly, the girl who didn't call Brian, so it saved her life yesterday." Blum told Daniel that Holly might have saved Brian. What? Whoa, we need to talk about that. I'm glad that I'm coming live a little more often. I'm glad. You know what I mean? We need to talk about that. We need to talk about that. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Big shout out to Heather Fitzgerald. Very so much appreciated. Thank you for you to be here. And you know what? Now that we're getting a little crowded, to continue the conversation. Um, if anyone would like to come and have conversations, y'all can always do that. You know me, I'm always, I always welcome a great conversation. Like I always say, don't get blocked. We're gonna talk about it. It's a lot of information, it's a lot of new content out there that we're gonna talk about. We got time. It's a good day for a live stream. Again, like I told ya, we're gonna be here more often. The community requested me to be live more often, especially now that we put in a lot of classic and legendary clips from 2023, 2024, and whatnot. Is more content coming. But y'all always tell me y'all want the new, y'all want the new. So we gonna do that. Yeah, cause y'all know y'all get the new when we live. Yeah, we get to talk, we get to engage. Let me see what we got here. All right, the link is on top. Rock Chalk, you're always welcome to pop up. Heather Fitzgerald, welcome to pop up. Jane, Amy, everyone in the chat. If you're a subscriber, moderator, or member, feel free to hit the link. We welcome you to the conversation. Let me see what we got here. We got a link from Heather Fitzgerald. Please make sure everyone to go and click like, subscribe, and share the content on Heather Fitzgerald. We got a link on the chat. We're gonna take a look at. We always appreciate Heather Fitzgerald content. It's an honor for us to have Heather Fitzgerald in our community. So we're gonna share a link from Heather Fitzgerald, from her channel, her videos. Make sure that everyone click like, subscribe, and share the content. Hold on, give me 1 second here. I want to make sure that we do due diligence. We got to do things right. We appreciate the content. I want everyone to please go to Heather's channel, subscribe to her. It will be very appreciated. Make sure everyone go and subscribe to Heather Fitzgerald. She's blessing us. She's blessing us with her content. We got the content thanks to Heather Fitzgerald. It hit different when Heather Fitzgerald drop a link in the chat. Every time Heather Fitzgerald drop a link in the chat shakes. It's like an earthquake. Kaboom. Big shout out to Heather Fitzgerald for the link. We're gonna watch that. We're gonna watch this footage real quick. Let's see what we got here. Big shout out to Heather Fitzgerald. Let's make sure we got a good volume. We're gonna listen to Heather Fitzgerald. We're gonna listen to her video on our channel. Make sure everyone likes, subscribe, and share the content. We got the content provided by Heather Fitzgerald. Very appreciated. Let's go.
Yeah, that was one of the things I was wondering about that. I think she, by not answering, probably saved her life. I mean, imagine going out there at the time of night that he usually tends to go. And I think it's also brought out that he's seen hiking, going into the park at night. She probably could have put herself into some major danger. Another person that,
or she could have saved him. I mean, you know, who knows? I mean, maybe he would have developed a real friendship with a woman, and maybe he would have thought, well, hey, this is possible. I can make my way in the world. I
But you see that philosophy, that philosophy that they try to apply to Bryan Kohberger. They act like they know this guy. They act like they know anything of his inner intricacy. Like it don't matter if you hear what you hear about someone, right? It really do not matter if you ask me in my personal opinion, right? It don't matter what you could hear about someone, right? If the only way you could have a proper take or a proper opinion or a proper mental imprint of a person is somehow having a conversation with that person and asking questions yourself. You know what I mean? Again, when people talk about other people, you have to take that with a grain of salt because the truth is always in the middle. The truth is not really all everything that they just said. The truth is always in the middle. So let's play that back because I want to share Heather Fitzgerald content. We appreciate her collaboration. Thank you so much, very so much appreciate it. Um, thank you for the collab. Let's play that back a little bit, just to let it sink in, so we could have a proper conversation about it. Okay, so let's continue.
We saved her life. I mean, imagine going out there. Yeah. That was one of the things I was wondering about that. I think she, by not answering, probably saved her life. I mean, imagine going out there at the time of night that
So that means that it was a call made to this person a certain time at night.
he usually tends to go. And I think it's also brought out that he's seen hiking going into the park at night. She probably could have put herself into some major danger. Another person that,
or she could have saved him. I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe he would have developed a real friendship with a woman, and maybe he would have thought, well, hey, this is possible. I can make my way in the world.
That's the part that I'm having problems with. Heather Fitzgerald said, literally, I trust my dog and he looks like a menace. And if capable of a great damage. But I trust him more than anything and anyone in the planet. Big shout out to Pups. Big shout out to Pups. Yeah. Snakes. Yeah, say Rock Chalk love. Big shout out to Rock Chalk. My love. My love to Rock Chalk. She always here. She always showing love. Big shout out to Rock Chalk. Sister from another mother, very so much appreciated. Very big sponsor of this channel, very so much appreciated. Thank you for coming by, having great conversations. Yeah, us guys, we keep those cars waxed out even in the middle of the winter. You know what I mean? It's like, again, if she would have said that, and soon like by the time they went to the car and they ran testing of it, it don't matter with what type of product he would have cleaned that car, it would be always DNA trace. And if it was no DNA trace, it would be particular chemicals that are traceable, particular chemicals to actually get rid of DNA like that, trace DNA like that completely. Those residuals of those chemicals would show up on the chemical testing. So it would show that is no DNA in Bryan Kohberger's car. But then with all these story that they talk about that he was real good, like how they will even know that he was real good getting rid of evidence when if he have any type of knowledge about that, it was under his understudies. Just to counteract that, just to counteract, wow, like when if he ever had to investigate anything, this is the counter investigation methods and tactics that criminals use against investigations, or well, while they committing crimes, they do these certain things to throw the investigation away from them, or just period throw the investigation. So it gets a moment of confusion and it gets nowhere. A lot of that was done with this Idaho 4 Bryan Kohberger case. It was a lot of things, not just the killers, but people within the house and friends. It was things that they all did together to tamper with evidence, tampering with the crime scene to make it look a certain way. 7 to 8 hours is enough to do anything inside the house. So just that by itself, like we're talking about, it was 15 hours. Let's say 15 hours and a half before the investigative body went inside the house. Literally, it was 15 hours before the investigative body went inside the house to do their work. You know how much could happen in 15 hours? Because yeah, cops will call by 11 something. We know, we already know, we already know the cops were already there by the time 911 was called. We heard the radio. We heard the radio on the caller's phone. We heard that. We heard many other things with the original that they presented, and that's without amplifying the sound. Because when you amplify the sound, whoa, you heard people gagging, people like, oh my, like people did witness what was going on inside of the house, and they did not relay the message to the operator because obviously cops were not there, right? So if cops were not there already, you would tell the operator exactly what you have in front of you. So the cops has an idea of urgency. Who the fuck you think you're talking to? When you talk about this Idaho 4 case, who you think you're talking to? Because you most likely believe that everyone is a fucking idiot here in the true crime community. You most believe that everyone is a fucking potato head here in the true crime community. For you to believe that anything you say out your mouth, we will believe. No, you have better luck jumping off a cliff to the sea and survive. You have better chance of that than me believing anything that it comes out of the cold turkey show. No. And you have seen why these people like to go to this show. It's not because it's cold. It's not because it's turkey. It's not because it's drunk. Just think about this for a second. Just think about this for a second. It's called the Drunk Turkey Show. Due to that it sounds so stupid, now they call it DTS. Because they know that Drunk Turkey Show sounds super stupid for a true crime show. Super stupid, super simplistic. It is nothing but fucking tools there. The Drunk Turkey Show. And we having people from the media, and this is how you know, this is how you could tell when a content creator on YouTube is compromised. Because you have legacy media personalities coming to your show. You have victims that only go to talk to those media outlets, and you get the opportunity to do that. Why? Because you are part of the problem, Daniel. Let me poke your face real quick, Daniel. Let me poke your face. Because you are part of the problem, idiot. You think that we don't know? You swear to God. You swear to God. I'm going to put it like this. Daniel, if you are in a true crime niche, and you say you was a cop, right? By now, you should know anything that is public information about me. Because I do too. Do you understand me? When someone becomes to my radar fishy like you, a stinky ass fish out the water. When someone comes to my radar like you, Daniel, and I'm telling you, you should know everything that you could possibly know about me right now, and that'll tell you a lot. If you are in a true crime niche and you say that you are a super cyber sleuth, I do say that. Not you, Daniel. You can't even say that because you allegedly just a drunk that has a YouTube show, and you just lucky enough that you are connected to the people that you need to be connected with, right? Because you say the right things that you need to say for those people to come to your show. Because they know if these people know that you will pull a Jrod on them, they will not come to your show. We talking about I have seen Howard Blum and Kohberger, even Steve Goncalves. I have seen them in channels. I have seen them in channels that don't have 1,000 subs. Somehow those shits disappear. I guess they don't get the views they were looking for the pull for that one particular channel. I have seen the same people in channels that it has below 1,000 subs. Why you think they don't come here? Because they know I'm gonna pull a Jrod. Yeah. Oh, we welcome Howard Blum. Howard Blum. So Howard, I know you cannot tell us your sources. I know. But it's a lot of things that you have said. They could upset the results of this trial. Have you ever worried because anything that you have shared and your thesis and your theories, especially those things that it comes out of secret sources said, have you ever worried that this case get dismissed because it's untriable. There is no way, no how that a fair judgment it will come out of this one particular case, and it don't matter wherever you transfer the case to, it cannot be tried because you, a Coffin Dagger, a Bansfield, a Daniel, and many other big YouTube true crime content creators and legacy media has put this case so out there in the middle of a gag order that this case would have better chance to be prosecuted without a gag order and not having y'all talking all this yak, then you could have a trial. But as we speak today, don't be surprised if another change of venue, because remember, Ada County was right underneath Ada. Ada was right underneath Layton County. Surprise, surprise. Y'all gonna keep talking that shit? All right, cool. We have the Goncalves family trooping around Idaho and Ada County and going to restaurants and talking to people and acting like ain't shit, but spreading and poisoning everyone around them. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, and they fund it. They fund it. That they don't need to come out their pockets to travel and talk shit. Don't be surprised if another change of venue come up. Don't be surprised if it's not just a change of venue, but this case has been looked at in a manner and basis that it hurts the whole case. The Goncalves family, Howard Blum, Coffin Dagger, Daniel, and many others. Dateline, Nancy Disgrace, Megan Seeley. Oh, Megan Kelly. Megan Seeley, because she looks silly. Try to act like she knows something, but she only reading the script. Come on, man. It's not even talking shit. It just it is what it is right now out there. So let's listen to what's going on. Thank you, Heather Fitzgerald, for sharing the content. But that right there always hit my mind. Like, why this guy gonna say that Holly could have saved him, acting like Bryan Kohberger was desperate for female attention. I have problems with that. When I hear in the very beginning of this case on a legacy media interview, a co-student of Bryan Kohberger telling the world that Bryan Kohberger used to brag about how much female companionship he gets. And he used to brag about that. That's on TV. That went and hit around the world. But y'all want to keep pushing like Bryan Kohberger did not have luck with females when is an interview out there. I just don't want to look for it right now. It's stupid. By now, it should be hundreds to millions of people that seen that interview in Washington State University. One of the students said that Bryan Kohberger used to brag about how much female attention and companionship he got. And that he used to brag about it all the time and be proud of it. So how in the heck, Howard Blum, if you heard that interview, if you know and you are fully aware that that conversation is out there, that it gives Bryan Kohberger the exclusion of being an incel, which he's not. That interview very early 2022, 2023, that one interview excluded Bryan Kohberger out of the incel conversation years ago. Big shout out to Heather Fitzgerald. I appreciate. Let me know, Heather. Let me know. Let me know if I'm not on point. Just Heather. Just give me the heads up. Let me know, Heather, if I'm not on point. Jane said 15 hours. The Wolf in Pulp Fiction clean up in 2 hours. Love that Tarantino. Boom. You know how much it could happen in 7 hours? Let's give the give and take 7 hours. Some people say 7.5, some people say 8. You know how much it could happen? But then here we have Howard Blum and Daniel from the Cold Turkey Show talking about Bryan Kohberger like he's some kind of incel. After hearing the information back then, now I listen to this now. And people hate when I say this. People hate when I include mental health with this type of narrative. But how can you get mad at me of me pointing out the obvious? That's all I'm doing. I'm a YouTube true crime content creator. If something becomes to me very cuckoo obvious, because there's no way in how, there's no way no how that we could make sense. There's no way no how that we could make sense of this and not point out mental health. Because I'm only expecting everyone to pay attention to all details out there. I could only expect everyone else around this case to pay attention in the same way we have paid attention, in the same way Heather Fitzgerald have paid attention, in the same way Amy Conway have paid attention, in the same way Jane, Rockshock True Crime, and everyone else in this channel have paid attention. That's all what we expect. But then we go to these channels and we see in the way they operate and what they try to make you think, when we already know information that is factual information that they would share back then that exclude Bryan Kohberger as an incel. How Howard or Daniel or anyone go even infer or dialect a conversation with these premises and presentation? It makes no sense to me that someone in true crime that they call themselves pros is gonna act like in a bubble. Because again, I'm trying to be respectful. They act like they are in a bubble. They all information don't filter in. And when they act like that, like they are in a bubble, that everything that we know is like it doesn't affect them because they don't even know it. And we assume that they don't even know this information for them to talk like that. So then now that's when we go back to the mental health. Only a psychopath. And that's my theory on Howard Blum. That's my thesis and Howard Blum. That's my personal opinion of Howard Blum and Daniel. That's just my take. I could be wrong. But in my thesis, opinion, and theory on Daniel Howard Blum, Daniel is slow. Daniel is slow. We could tell Daniel, we just gotta look at you again. The reason that why you don't take your glasses is because you don't want us to see your eyes going haywire. It's the only reason. Listen, Daniel, I double triple dare you to have a whole live stream without your glasses. Listen, clip it, send it to Daniel, clip it, send it to Daniel. I double triple dog dare you, Daniel, to go live a whole live stream without your glasses. It's not gonna happen. You're gonna see his eyes doing this. He's slow. Even the way he talk, he's slow. These people go to his show. Why? Because he's slow. He'll never gonna challenge a superior mind. What are you talking about? He's never going to dare or challenge a superior mind because he's inferior. Of course, they all gonna go there because why? Why? Because he's slow. Let me shut up and let's listen.
I can belong. I mean, that's why I also believe his relationship with Dr. Ramsland was so important to him.
What? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit.
Oh, God bless him. So cute. We need to see that. We need to see that. God bless. God bless. I don't know. Listen, don't strike me. But that was super cute. God bless God bless the child. God bless the kid. A bullshit? A bullshit? Yo, we need to see this again. Yo, big shout out to Heather Fitzgerald. Everybody go click like, subscribe to Heather Fitzgerald.
I can belong. I mean, that's why I also believe his relationship with Dr. Ramsland was so important to him.
What? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
Another person that,
or she could have saved him. I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe he would have developed a real friendship with a woman.
What?
I think Daniel's dog took a bite out of true crime. Figure I might as well talk some shit on that since these two talk shit on nonstop. Yeah, right. If right, like listen, I totally agree with Heather Fitzgerald. Totally agree. I totally agree with Heather. If legacy media allow these people to talk the shit that they talk about, no one can get mad at me. We even. Listen, you let Howard Blum be Howard Blum, Cuff and Dagger be Cuff and Dagger, JLR be JLR. You let all these people run wild, right? Out there like crazy animals, huh? You cannot get mad at Jrod on point. You cannot get mad at Heather Fitzgerald. Mm-mm. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. You cannot get mad of a harsh reality. No, 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 no. You could get mad at Jay and Bree. You listen. It's okay and it's fair that even though Jay and Bree said that Bryan Kohberger is innocent, it's okay and it's fair to be mad at him because he's fake news too. That even though he said that Bryan Kohberger is innocent, this motherfucker don't have no fucking idea why he said that Bryan Kohberger is innocent. He had listened to Jrod on Point since 2022, bringing the information. Oh, I have never watched Jrod. Huh? What? Where you been? You have never watched Jrod? You have never watched True Crime. What are you talking about? What? You call yourself content creator? You never been on Jrod on Point? Not even in the chat? You call yourself content creator? You haven't talked about Jrod on Point? You call yourself content creator and you have at least watched a video for a few minutes of Jrod on Point? What? Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
I was looking for a quarterback.
If you sheriff said, yeah, you definitely pointed like a prick. Big shout out to Heather Fitzgerald. Oh man, listen, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, that was one of the.
Hold on. What else we got here today? Hold on. All right, let's talk about Idaho for Bryan Kohberger case because that's what we're here for, right? We having a good time in the chat, ladies? Are we having a good time in the chat? Talk to me. Talk to me in the chat. Listen, don't be shy. Talk to me in the chat. Let's see what we got here. Boom, boom, boom. Look at this. Heather Fitzgerald said, I also noted that Deadline said that it was noisy. Yeah, they changed. They try. Listen, the reason why, right? The reason why they flip flop in the whole stories because they don't want consistency. They don't want consistency in this story. They don't want people to have a settled mind about things. They just want to flip information, confuse people, diverse people, deflect to people. You know what I mean? Remember when people will flip out when someone will question this was silent. Yeah, this is when these young adults in the Idaho Fall Bryan Kohberger case got slaughtered in their house and their sorority house. It's only few ways. It's only few ways that you could mask noise. You know, if we wouldn't hurt, and it's a blessing on disguise. Heather Fitzgerald said, "I'll be the first to say it. I am weird. I know weird shit when I see it." Boom. Jane, Heather, you like your dogs. I'm gonna leave it there so y'all can read it. If the recording from next door wouldn't be available, if the recording from next door wouldn't be available, we could say like, yo, but probably by the time that the killing happened, they turned on the radio and they turned the radio loud in the house while the killing was happening, so the other roommates wouldn't be able to hear nothing. But we could tell that with the recording from next door, it was no music playing inside the house, not even low music. It was no music playing at the house. By the time we heard we because it seems it seems a question was asked: are you pregnant? We could hear it even in simplified sound. When you enhance the sound, it clicks right away. It seems like a question was asked: are you pregnant? It seems that Kiely, which it sounds the same voice familiar at her voice that we have heard before. It sounds like a voice that could be Kiely saying, no, get the fuck out. Soon as the no and get the fuck out was said, blows started swinging. Thumping, yell. Someone that it seems it could be Kiely saying, no, Jack. Isn't the recording? The court must and should have that because they talk about it, right? They talk about this recording, but it's only one thing that is not happening in this one recording that I'm telling you. It's only one thing that is not happening in this sound. You don't hear Murphy barking. Now until later. But when blows were thrown, you don't hear Murphy. You hear the ball, the ball, you hear the thumping, you hear the commotion, you hear yelling and screaming that I know if we heard that in the outside camera, just imagine how that same sounds was sounding inside of a semi, because it's a semi seal house, because it's not fully sealed. Obviously, if it was fully sealed, no blood would have run down the foundation through the wall. This is a not fully insulated house. It's not, and I repeat, it's not a fully insulated house. If we heard that outside like that, just imagine how it was sounding inside the house. everyone knew around the block what was going on. But this is all neighbors. They know each other. They are in the same classes. They are in the same everything, fraternities, sororities. This is a clique. This is like, it's like you live in a gang, in a whole gang block. When you live in a block that is a territory of a gang, I'm gonna tell you right now, when the gang kill each other, is no information leaking out. You could think anything else, but you do not see the back door. The same thing happened here. They kill each other. The neighbors are all in the Greek community, are all in fraternities, are all in sororities, are all part of the system. They are all integrated. This is not regular neighbors. This is not regular nosy neighbors, because those nosy neighbors actually know everything that is going on already around them. So what we gonna say? First, they say they were sleeping. In the same sentence, they saying they were sleeping. They literally tell you that it's signs of struggle. Oh, but they were sleeping. When you said that they die while they sleep, that means that they didn't see it coming. Let me hold on. Let me get in full frame. Hold on. Hold on. Let me take hold the folk on. Let me take all these from the picture. When cops tell you that someone died in their sleep, that means as equal, they didn't see it coming. They literally died while in dreamland. That means that they never woke up. That means that while they were sleeping within the middle of a dream, their body died while they're sleeping, and then now from the dream you was having, then now you see San Pedro and the heaven gates, and you still believe that you're dreaming. The problem is that you will never wake up. You dead already. You ain't even know it. That's what is called. That's what is called dying on your sleep. Dying while you're sleeping. You don't see it coming. It's no struggle. It's no fingernail evidence nor DNA nowhere. It's no sign of struggle to a point that the killers will not cut themselves and leave their DNA behind like they did in this Idaho 4 case. The only reason why the real killers has not getting caught is because the state is helping the University of Idaho and their money to look pretty. They rather to commit another crime. They rather to help the killers and commit another crime. Not just killing Kopaka, but kidnapping on the false pretense, kidnapping and keeping locked up on the false pretense at Bryan Kohberger, while the killers are literally walking out there. And they playing with Bryan Kohberger in court, which again, that case looks sweet to me. The only thing that he worried me is Ann Taylor. The only thing that he worried me is Ann Taylor. Ann Taylor looked weak. And Taylor look weak. She might be smart. She might be saying the right things, but she's saying it weak. She's looking weak. That motion to not call Bryan Kohberger, whatever they wouldn't want to call him, and take the death penalty off the table is based on nothing. It's not even based on the motherfucking test that they already have. And she said that even if they have a test, is no test that is 100% accurate to define his. Come on, man. It came out of your mouth. I'm only passing the message. The only thing that it worries me is Ann Taylor weakness. Because when you see the judge talking to you in a certain way, when you see the judge when you see the judge interpretation that Hitler have, you as a defense lawyer, you have to stop in that call. I don't give a fuck if it's the judge or not. You are the defense of Bryan Kohberger. You need to fight, little shit. You need to fight. You're not gonna tell me that you're gonna hear a Judge Hitler that you know you already done your homework, and you know on Taylor that he don't have no experience whatsoever to handle this type of case. How the fuck you gonna feel any type of intimidation out of someone that don't know what you know? How can you show fuck the court? I'm talking about Judge Hitler. How the fuck you gonna show Hitler such a condescendency, such a bow wow, such a leniency? When you hear Judge Hitler taking the conclusions, he's the truth finder, right? All right, cool. Let me fuck with you. Let me fuck with you for a minute. He's the truth finder, right? So you as Ann Taylor, you see and hear Hitler saying the stupid shit that he's saying, that he tells you that he has not done his work in this case at all. He literally working on cruise control. Is no analyzing, is no understanding shit. Hitler is working in cruise control, and you know that. You know that. Hitler is on cruise control. Ain't nothing that ain't nothing you're gonna say, and nothing that you gonna do. And Ada, while Hitler is in charge, that you will be successful with. You are not gonna be successful. You know Judge Hitler don't have no experience, but this mofo is up there on his kingdom share. Like this motherfucker don't knows anything about this case. Yeah, you could know case law. You could, yeah, you could know the basics of shit, the basics. But it's a mentality that a judge that he has experience, that not just knowing case law, but you will have a case by case understanding of the case that you have in hand, because it's gonna be certain case law. It's gonna be some case law that do not apply to this one particular case, because what we have in this one particular case, as well you know, is novel. It's new. It has not been explored yet. And that's the exploitation of the prosecution, exploiting legal loopholes to play dirty. You know that, Hitler. You told Ashley Jennings why you went through the back door and went against your policies, rules, and regulations to be here today. Ashley Jennings was like, I don't know. But we here, right? So Hitler know he's seen the red flags of this case, and he still did not grant it a frank hearing. Out of principle, just out of principle. If you have the right guy, cook them. Bring all the ingredients and cook them. Show that you got them. Cook them in court. As a matter of fact, simmering, listen, throw it out. Throw it out. Just whatever you throw out there in the news media outlets will let us know that he cooked. So by the time we go to trial, we already know this is slam dunk, elbow on the rim. But we don't have that right now. Just out of that principle of Ada County and this judge, they have no fucking experience, right? This is the whole reason of why. Listen, they put Brett Payne, no experience. The Ada County judge. Listen, John Judge, he was already in their pocket. They didn't have no problem with that. But then you have Brett Payne, not unexperienced with this type of case. And then we have the other sign that is not coincidence that the state of Idaho is putting an incompetent judge to handle and look like he know what the fuck he talking about. He cannot even have the mind and the understanding to do a case by case. Because then if you sit there and just think about case law, that means that whatever the fuck you reading on these minutes don't mean shit to you. That means that the details of this case don't matter to you because you're going to base on case law. It don't matter if that case law, that particular case law, do not apply this case by case that is novel. Because in your courthouse has not been used this type of dirty technique to grab a warm body just because you need a warm body. Just you need someone to be in jail so all the students come back. Because believe me, they knew that Jack DeCour was the killer and the killers are within Jack DeCour's friends and they still in college and other students know that, automatically gonna know that the University of Idaho and the state are in cahoots. Do you think that these students, even though they are part of the fraternity or sorority, do you think if these students know that the university and the state are literally allowing killers out there? Especially if you know, especially if you motherfucking know for a fact you are a student that they have full knowledge of what happened that night, who did it, how they did it, when they did it, and you keep seeing the killers out there, that's the same students that never came back. That's the students that know who's the killers. That's the same student. That was the same percentage of students that never came back at the University of Idaho after that crime happened. Check the books. Just check the books. Even after Bryan Kohberger was locked up, it was a big amount of students that never came back. Enough to hurt their pockets. But it was some students that did came back because Bryan Kohberger got locked up and they don't know. But those students that know the killers, even though they are friends or not, but they know the killers and what happened, they never came back and they are talking. Just letting you know. They never came back, but they're not talking. They're not quiet. They talking. But they're not just talking to anyone because they know if they talk and it's found that they talking, they're going to use it against them. But they talking. They talking. We're going to see here. We're going to see here and look at what's going on in the Bryan Kohberger case when Bryan Kohberger is not even part of this case. They made him part of this case. He was minding his own motherfucking business. It was either that or he offered himself and said, listen, include that on my job application. Listen, just use me. Fuck it. As long as you promise me that I'll get out of this alive, you might book me for a little bit. I'll have money, books coming, movie coming. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of you, right? I'm one of y'all. I just book me for 3 years. Book me for 3-4 years. I don't care. By the time I come out of jail, I'm a multimillionaire and famous. Listen, sign me in. Fuck it. Where I gotta sign? Hold on. Where I gotta sign here? Here? I sign right here. Me, Bryan Kohberger, I sign in to be used by the state I agree to be used by the state to manipulate people's mind and divert attention from reality, and also make sure that the agenda of the state and the University of Idaho is completed so that way they don't lose billions and billions of dollars that the University of Idaho bring to the state of Idaho. And and me, Bryan Kohberger, I accept all the terms and all the terms and regulation that it comes with me signing here with my own blood. So that way, by the time I get out of this torture, I'll be very famous and very rich. And one day I probably could have a wife that don't cheat on me. Okay, so you're gonna let me go to my mom and dad's house, right? So I could say bye, so I could rearrange some things that I gotta rearrange, you're gonna let me go back home, say goodbye to my mom, dad, sisters, you know what I mean? Enjoy a little bit of home, before I go for a long time. You know what I mean? Listen, blow the fucking windows if you want. Make a show. I don't care. Make it look weird. I don't care. Listen, get me out of that house like a pig in Christmas. You know what I'm saying? On the fucking bar. The fucking pig on the stick. Get me out of the house with hands and feet in the air. I don't care. I'm gonna be rich by the time I get out of this one. Or Bryan Kohberger left that day from his apartment. He wanted to drive out. He wanted to get his drive around his smoking section, his fish bowl. He wanted to have his fish bowl, smoke his weed, listen to his music. It's in the air tonight. I could feel it in the air tonight. And this is him, putting the window, not fuck, put the window down. He's more fish bowling inside the car. He got Katy Perry. He's smoking, having Katy Perry on the radio, having Tyler Swift in the, you know what I'm saying? Having Beyonce on his radio. I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna evil. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. And he all, you know what I'm saying? Just smoking the dewey. Smoking the dewey. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm a drive out the skirt of the country real quick. And these no is really no much, not many cops out there in the country. Listen, let me take my drive around the, you know what I'm saying? Let me smoke my shit. Let me listen to Katy Perry. Oh, I'm going to the moon tonight. Uh, tonight. I'm a sun in space tonight. Uh, uh, tonight. I'm gonna say I'm an astronaut, but I'm not. Uh, uh. I flew 5 minutes to the extratosphere, not space. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This is Bryan Kohberger minding his business, smoking his shit. He don't have no good signal. He don't have no good signal where he's at. He's in the mountains, driving through the mountains and shit, smoking his shit, listen to Katy Perry. I'm gonna to the moon tonight, tonight. And he just vibing, you know what I'm saying? He just vibing, he just, putting the hands in the air inside of his car, like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? He acting weird just because he's nobody around him and shit. But letting it go, smoking his shit, going at it and shit, acting weird, being a kid, right? So his phone is going in and out of service and shit. He don't give a fuck. He don't expect no one to call him. He's smoking, listening to Katy Perry right now. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to the moon tonight. Right? So he go ahead, stop, pick himself some Mickey D's and shit after he smoked. He and Mickey D's pick up some munchies and shit, probably grab something to drink, go back home and shit. Wake up early in the morning, brush his teeth. He take a selfie for his mom, like, hey mom, look, I brushed my teeth. And now he's the killer. Now he's the killer. That's it. He's a total innocent man that he did not borrow himself for the state to divert their attention, the focus of people from the reality of the case. So in that case, then Bryan Kohberger is super duper innocent. But if he borrow himself to the state to distract us from the truth, then this motherfucker deserve to get a death sentence if he even doing that, allowing himself to be part of the state scheme to protect state assets. Pick him up for a while, lock him up for a while, knowing that he's gonna get out, is the only way that Bryan Kohberger be innocent but guilty at the same time, because then now you're allowing the state to use you for effect, knowing that they're gonna dismiss the case because they don't have nothing, but they just needed enough time to move assets, to probably let the killers prepare themselves for what's coming, for the families to prepare to what's coming, set up certain things. By the time they know that they have to gather them all up and then bring the real story out and then make the University of Idaho look better. Oh, because they are not they are not gonna look bad. I'm trying to tell you. Unleashed is a federal tap. If it's a federal tap and they catch Scott Green saying something stupid on the phone that he was not supposed to say, and it's proof of that he took some decisions that he was not supposed to take, and that diverted the focus of the investigation. Oh, it's a fucking rap. But if that doesn't happen, you know what I'm saying? Playing devil's advocate. You know what I'm saying? Just playing devil's advocate. You know, throwing fastballs, some curves, speedballing a little bit. You know, give you a little bit of things to think about. You know what I'm saying? You know, I heard this from Jrod. I'm gonna go out there and fetch. Let me see. Let me verify. Let me double check. Let me double check. Let me see what we got here. LOL, I don't know. Sheesh. Shites. Big shout out to Heather Fitzgerald. To be fair, the thing that Cyril is talking about in that conspiracy affidavit is something that was exposed on the backside of Snowden in 2020. Yeah, you see, I totally agree with you though. I agree with you on that though, because come on, man, it's Snowden. Just think about this for a second. Why Snowden now that Trump is on power, why Snowden doesn't come back home? Just think about that for a second. Just think about that for a second. If Trump is in power, that he's letting a lot of truth come out, why Snowden has not come back home? I believe because it's deeper than that. It's deeper than Trump. It's deeper than the presidency of United States of America, if you ask me. But yeah, Big Brother been watching everything that we talk about, everything that we do, everything and anything that we believe that they don't know, they know. You know what I'm saying? They just keeping a secret and not letting us know that they know. You know what I mean? I said, LOL, YT gonna be timing me out again if I say much more. Why? Why you two gonna time you up? You're a moderator. You don't get put on timeout. I don't think so. You're a moderator. Everything that you put out there will come out. You know what I mean? Like I don't. I mean, it has not happened to me that me as a moderator YouTube censoring me. I don't know if that had. Let me know, Heather, if that has happened to you, that you say anything in our chat and YouTube either don't allow it or time you or something. Masonic tulips are planted in patterns. Each pattern means something, aka whether Masonic plagiarism. Yeah. Ethan Chapman. It's all symbolic. It's all symbolic. It's just to let people know who's behind it. Who's the people in control, not just the narrative, but the investigation and where this case is gonna go. They are in control though. You know what I mean? That was a few times a week where I can come in lives unless I'm a mod. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you're a mod, I think YouTube is not gonna censor you though. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I give ranges to my beloved ones and my favorites. My daddy's courage, right? Weird sweets, turn ups, and his funeral, and left tulips on his coffin. Yes. Yes. Not knowing about my dad's things or the sweets at his funerals, but they were weird. Yeah, you know, it's like they have their they got their belief, they got their culture, they got their way to be and go. You know what I'm saying? Um, Brian, holy girl, call me. Yeah, that's all weird right there. Like about that fishbowl Bobby. I'm a Bobby girl, and a Bobby girl. It's fantastic. And he like and rocking with the song. Oh yeah, come on Barbie, let's do a party. Yeah, he just like totally innocent. While people getting killed in Moscow, he just like doing the rabbit while driving and smoking. He just like minding his business and shit, being weird. It's okay to be a little weird. It's okay. You know what I mean? It said, do you think Kohberger into the Masonic things? Well, if you ask me, Jane, I believe so. I believe that this guy, listen, to be where he was in college, he already had to have been approached. If you ask me, to be at the level of a PhD on criminal justice is not just criminology. And people say, oh, criminology is some shit. That's nothing, man. Criminology shit. I know criminology. Shut the fuck up. But to gain a PhD on criminal justice, you know, it's gonna be a lot of eyes on you. You're an up and comer that they are gonna look at you because you're gonna be part of the system one day, and they will approach you at some point, some way, somehow. They will approach you. If they see you fit, they will approach you. If they see you that you could play a part, a very important part on their movement, they will approach you. Um, if you ask me, well, if you ask me, I don't know. I'm gonna throw that ball out there. I'm gonna throw that ball out there. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Listen, don't cook me in the comments. I could be wrong. But you see, Bryan Kohberger's dad and mom, they don't seem to me like anything weird. They seem to me like a regular Joe and Jane couple. Okay. But if you ask me, Jrod, can Kohberger Sr. have links to the Masons? I have to tell you, yeah, yeah, living where he lives, living where he lives, family members. I don't know him, but the little homework that I done is Masons in the family. That's why it wouldn't be far-fetched for me to have picked Bryan Kohberger because they already fuck up with Kopaka and kill Kopaka. Now you need someone that for sure is gonna cooperate. So you don't have to end up killing him too. Also, you don't have to kill again. Me and Amy Conway, we have talked about this like for a long time. Like, you know what I'm saying? We put it out there on the table. Like, listen, it's a chance here that BK, he just borrowing himself to distract people. And he's gonna get out of this. Because in the only way, certain things and decisions that Ann Taylor and Bryan Kohberger has taken, like skipping the extradition process in Pennsylvania, that's one of the key moments that tells me that Bryan Kohberger is cooperating with the state because he know more than what it seems that he knows. Skipping the preliminary hearing and give the state the opportunity to hit you with a federal grand indictment, because if that doesn't happen, it's not enough evidence there to not give you a bond. And if you come out and bond, the whole hell is gonna break loose. So no, fuck that. Before that shit happen, we need to put this together. Let's go to a secret grand indictment. Skipping the preliminary hearing. This is why Speakman Holding has a lot of challenge believing that Kohberger is guilty, because he's challenging the same issues that I'm challenging. I see where he's coming from, but then I'm in a whole set of mind that, dude, you probably don't see what I see. That this is all a theater that even Kohberger is part of. Is the only way a defendant would that just stay in silence and skip the preliminary hearing, extradition hearing, all this other shit. You could have some kind of physical disability, but obviously you could fucking think. And if you motherfucking innocent and you are not working for the state, oh boy, and it was me, oh boy, you're not taking me away from Pennsylvania until you drag your bitch ass with everything you say you have against me. And you better motherfucking prove it. And you have to bound to the Pennsylvania law. Fuck Idaho law. Everything that you bring, everything that you say that you got against me have to make sense in Pennsylvania. If not, I'm not going nowhere, you bitch ass. He skipped that process that guarantee his rights. Is you fucking serious? That told me right there and then he might be working for the state too, but not how people think he's working for the state. This is just a rented warm body. He gonna cooperate with everything we tell him. Gag order and shit. If I know that I'm innocent and the court and the state offer a gag order, fuck out of here. I'm innocent. And ain't nothing that you could say that is gonna make me look bad. Fuck the gag order. What are you talking about? Is detailed the point that Kohberger and Taylor as working together for the state to keep everyone thinking stupid under a fucking lie. It's a possibility. Just look at the details, things that you wouldn't do if you was in Kohberger's shoes. Then he tells you, yeah, this man gotta be working for the state to keep us stupid. Oh, we're gonna be talking about him. He's gonna be more famous than the victims, because that's what the state is doing, making you remember Kohberger and forget about the victims, because everything around this case is in a fucking lie about Kohberger, while everyone is focusing in Kohberger and not giving a fuck about the victims now. Because now it's not about justice for the victims. Now it's about, let me keep playing with you, watching this in court while other things are happening in the background. No one can fucking know if Kohberger is in jail at night. No one being in PC, being in protected custody, if he's working for the state, he's not even in jail. I'm going to tell you right now, if he's working for the state, like I'm telling you, there is a chance that that's what it is. He's not even in jail. He's somewhere on a nice house, nice mansion in the mountains, probably on the cabin log, out the skirts. They come pick him up, bring him to court, and then bring him back with security and shit to make sure that he's still complying with the deal. You never know. It's details that tells me that it's a chance, it's a possibility. It's details that tells me that Kohberger, yes, he's innocent. He did not kill these people. But it's a chance that Kohberger is actually working for the state, just as Ann Taylor. This is why you see Ann Taylor without fire, because she's submitting to the agenda. This is why you see Ann Taylor not putting fire up Hitler's ass, which she could. Because if you know a judge don't have no experience and you see the judge saying a whole bunch of stupid shit that don't make sense, you're the one that needs to stop him. You're the one that needs to let the judge know, judge, you're talking out your ass. You don't even have experience to even say the shit that you're saying out your mouth. And stop him cold. As a defense attorney that you are, you could do that. You could stop a judge cold turkey if you know the judge don't have no experience, if you know that he seems that he's some biasness in the way he talks, that you see that the evidence and the information in this case goes one way and the judge is talking the other way. You as a defense team, you could light up the whole courthouse out. You have the power to light Hitler up and be like, hold on. Who you think you're talking to? You are allowed to tell that to the judge. So now you tell the judge, like, no, you better chill out. I must respect you. You must respect me. We are all working for the court. The same respect you deserve, judge, is the same respect I deserve. So be noted. Be noted on the caution. In the way you talk to me is in the same way I'm going to talk to you. You think you're going to pull out some stun on me? I promise you, I'm going to go legal with you and I will pull a stun on you in court. So now it's up to you. All these ab hominem and all these other shit that you say is happening, guess what? It's the same shit that you doing, Hitler. The same shit you doing. Calling into a facts that you say are facts because you read it in the paper, not because you literally studied the fucking case and went through everything in the evidence to make sure everything is there. To make sure that you as a judge, it's like you are seeing evidence that they cannot beat in court because we about to go for four murder and a burglary. 4 murder once and a felony, a burglary felony. So if we're going for that with the possibility of the death penalty on the table, me as a judge, I have to make sure that everything that come across me is all legit. Because I'm not going to preside. I'm not going to preside a hearing or a trial that I know we're going to waste our time and not get nowhere. Oh, the hell no. Oh, the fuck no. I don't care if that secret grand indictment came back. Do not give a fuck. If right here, right now, what I'm reading is all fucking he said, she said, and even the IgG is not recognized. Whatever DNA they put to the test is not recognizable in all the states of the United States of America. Oh, but in Idaho is. We have the majority of states in the United States of America that will throw out Bryan Kohberger's case right now. Right now, right now. And the only reason it has not been thrown out because the court is allowing what the prosecution is doing. Oh, with legal loopholes and excuses. Because you have the power to make a difference. You have a power to actually review the whole scope of how they investigated, how they got to conclusions, when and how Bryan Kohberger name came all about. You can't even do that at this day today. And these go out to all the guilters. These go out to all the guilters. At this day today, prosecution cannot even tell the court nor Ann Taylor how Bryan Kohberger name came to their attention. It don't matter white Helantra. It don't matter none of that shit. It's too many white Helantras in the University of Idaho for you to even come up with a Bryan Kohberger, you stupid motherfucker. We have 90 plus white Helantras just in the University of Idaho. Where is that investigation? Where's the investigation of 90 plus white Helantras? And you excluded 90 plus white Helantras plus any white Helantra they could be in Moscow, Idaho. Way before you even go to Washington to look for anything. You have to take steps and have a proper investigation. You have to take steps. You cannot go from A to C when you have not put together the whole alphabet. It's like it's like Dr. Latina said, it's a constellation of things that have to align. It's okay that you have whatever you say you have on the IGG, which that is the only thing that points at Bryan Kohberger inside the house. That's it. And that's bottom line, period. Only a alleged DNA on the button of a night shift. Alleged. Because they can't even prove that it was DNA on that shift. This is all out of face value that you have to believe authorities because they cannot come up with the work. Chain of custody and everything is all fucked up. They know. They know. They know what they did dirty. They know. This is why Ashley Jennings giggles and smiles in court like she's nervous and shit. Because she know they fucked up. And the only thing that is keeping them protected is the court. First Judge John Judge, and now Stephen Hibbler. The judges are the ones keeping this case alive. Because if it was any other serious judge, they see with the booyah that the prosecution have brought to the table, secret indictment or not, listen, a sandwich gets indicted. But when you come to my court and I read everything and I go through all the details, because again, we know that Hibbler has not done it. You could tell that every single decision that Hibbler has took is on auto control, cruise control. Because there's no way in hell that anyone would have took those decisions but Hibbler. No one else is gonna have a stain in is gonna have a big stain in the legal system. If you ask me, it is gonna be case law out of this. It's gonna be a lesson learned. for a lot of true crime people to learn how to read information the right way, learn how to read between the lines and not believe everything that the state tells you. It's things to learn out of this case. It's all about if you're gonna learn them. You know what I mean? Right. BK dad and mom Catholic and Kohberger. Educated by Catholic, yet they are the anti-Masons, nuts, Masons, marry Catholics. Yeah. My dad did this in several of his weird men suits. Yeah. Big shout out to Jane. Jane know what she's talking about. My mom and dad funeral were very Catholic. They were men in suits with banners everywhere, Scottish rites. BK went to a Catholic college before in Idaho. Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what though? Is everything imprinted with Masonic and stuff like that is understandable, you know what I mean? But at the same time, we say that to say this. Let's keep the conversation going. Let's keep coming back to keep talking about more. I'm happy to come here and have conversations with y'all. Um, I'm very honored of having a community that we could see here and have conversations about true crime cases. So I could come here and spend time with y'all for a little bit in my downtime, and I could actually have great conversations about true crime. We are a community, so we could engage and have more conversations. Let's make sure, let's make sure, okay, that we keep the conversation open. Let's make sure that we leave an open door to have to have conversations that are tough. Give yourself the opportunity. Is as always your favorite brother, your mother's favorite son, the black sheep, Jrod on point. Believe in yourself because I believe in you. If I did it, you could do it too. I'm nothing special. I believe that you're gonna take the best decisions in your life for yourself and for everyone around you. Love yourself, take care of yourself so you'll be able to love yourself and love others. Big shout out to everyone in the chat. Amy Conway, Jane, Heather Fitzgerald, every single one of y'all. Rock Chalk True Crime. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for spending time with me having the Idaho for Bryan Kohberger conversation. Thank you for your attention and your patience. And I will be back. Of course, I told y'all gonna get tired of me. We're gonna keep talking about it. We're gonna come back and keep talking about more because it's more to talk about. It's a lot of content that we haven't shared. It's a lot of things that and a lot of angles that we haven't brought up to your attention. But they will come out as it go. As always, I'm here for the victims, and I'm here for you, true crime viewer, true crime aficionado, true crime expert. We're here for you. We appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for being here today. And as always, I'm gonna leave you with your favorite song. My favorite song. You so sexy. Have a good day, everyone. Have a good day.